The reason for Hugo Stiglitz's celebrity among German soldiers is simple. As a German enlisted man, he killed 13 Gestapo officers. Instead of putting him up against the wall, the High Command decided to send him back to Berlin to be made an example of. Needless to say, once the bastards heard about him, he never got there.
Groovy.
Hello. Welcome to another edition of the Night Party Podcast, where we leave it all on the cutting room floor. I'm, of course, your illustrious host, Zach Evergreen. Joined with me today is H1N1 Zombies.
What's up, everybody? Can I get you more in my ears?
There you go. Better?
Little more in my ears.
A little more in your ears. Okay, how about that?
Deeper
Good?
with tongue.
Deep. Ooh, gross.
No, there we go.
There you go. All right.
I can hear you now. What's up, everybody?
So we are continuing Tarantino month.
Yes, we are.
Our third entry is, of course, Inglourious Basterds.
It was quite glorious.
It
despite
is.
the title.
So anyway, this is a. We'll get into the movie in a second. So remember, for only just $1, you could join the party early and often and get a lot of episodes that, because we're so early on these episodes, there's a lot that you're not going to get in the free feed anymore. Either they were ridiculous, too good to delete, or maybe they were a watch-along, for instance, Santa with muscles. Mm-hmm. So those are going to be special editions. That's only $1, and you're about a month early with that. And that's at patreon.com/nightpartypod. We also have another tier. Oh, by the way, do you know $1 also gets you Jeff the Tech's most triggering show ever? I mean, he's like, yeah.
He's like Wish.com Alex Jones.
There you go. There you are. Make-A-Wish Foundation Alex Jones. And that comes with that, too. Also, for $5... That's that. I got 5 kids to feed. Not only do you get shout outs, but you also get shout outs such as this, Caps and Cork. This wonderful beer we are drinking, we purchased from Caps and Cork, my favorite place to get my micro brews. Family owned little business, right on the cusp of American Canyon and Vallejo. So if you're in Napa and you're tired of wine, get yourself some damn good beer at Caps and Cork. $5 also gets you Slime Wreck Radio and, of course, the Knife Party After Dark, where me and Nick Neo talk shit and overshare. Dude, there's an episode we did. I think I can't air it.
There's a couple things you probably can't air. Yeah. So
no, it's personal stuff though. It's not like what you think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oversharing?
Oh, a lot.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, don't.
We're talking about girls and breakups and girls on the side. Girlfriends. So there's your tease. Maybe if you pay your $5, you can actually hear this.
Yeah.
You're giving me a look. You're giving me a look.
I kind of want to fucking hear it now.
I know.
I'm going to pay $5.
Dude, wait till one day when you find the file. It says, do not play until I'm dead. Yeah.
I'm playing that one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's on a certain computer. It's not this one. Let's put it that way. Anyway, but so you get 4 shows for $5, which is awesome. And then, of course, at the $20 level, you which is the Stop the Bike, not only get to be on the show, you can also, demand a show and stuff like that. Speaking of demand a show, so we have 1 week left in Tarantino month. I'm going to throw a voting one of all the leftover movies. Now, I don't want to do Kill Bill because I don't want to do Kill Bill 1 and 2.
Unless we do a mega episode.
I know. I mean, we can. I really don't want to, but I'm throwing it up on the voting. If you vote for Kill Bill, you will get both.
Both.
And you know how much I hate Kill Bill. So I guess if you want to torture me, but you never know. I might have a change of heart on the movie. I haven't seen it in a long time.
I might be voting for Kill Bill.
I don't think last time I saw Kill Bill is when this movie came out. So Inglourious Basterds, 2009. A unofficial and very different remake from the 1978 film.
Which I have not seen.
Which I have not seen either, but it is free.
I was told this is the version to see.
This is definitely the version to see. We have a huge cast in this. So I'm going to rattle off some names. Now, these might sound familiar, they might not. So we got Brad Pitt, obviously, at Aldo Raines. Now,
that was Brad Pitt? Not a normal role for him, but yeah, he did a great job.
And the funny thing, too, is this is the second movie he's in that has a big plot point with film projecting. And also, this is the second Tarantino movie he's in where he plays a stuntman. Remember at the end in the movie theater part?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
No, I didn't even realize that.
I put it together. I'm like, he's a stuntman in Once Upon a Time. It's got
Christoph Waltz.
Of course, Christoph Waltz, who is evil. Dude, he made the top 10 villain list that was one of the top 10 things I did last year. So he made that list, most definitely. His cowardness at the end, though, is kind of a little, but we got Eli Roth, the director, of course, of Cabin Fever, Hostel, etc.
Yeah.
Have you seen, dude? Cabin Fever is great. Hostel sucks, but all of his other movies are really good. Have you seen?
Hostel was god awful. Barely watchable. It's just torture porn.
It is.
And Cabin in the Woods, it was okay, this is kind of cool.
Cabin Fever, I mean.
Yeah, that one. Sorry. Cabin in the Woods is actually good. Sorry, I didn't mean to disparage that. Cabin Fever, the guy pours bleach on his dick.
Actually, it was Listerine, but yes.
Still. No, thank you.
That movie's great. I like that movie, but also he had a couple other movies you probably have never seen that are actually very good. His catalog of some of the movies he's done is actually really good, and they just flew under the radar. Anyway, so yeah, you got him. He plays the Jew Bear. And then we have a bunch of the other soldiers that you probably don't know their names. A lot of these are actually German and French actors. Of course, Mike Myers makes a cameo.
That was awesome.
Yes, it is awesome. I love...
and Magneto.
Whoa. Magneto, how now?
The British officer.
That's what... Oh, that is young Magneto.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's that guy's name? I'm looking right here.
I'm just seeing Magneto.
Michael Fassbender?
Fassbender, that's him.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, he's amazing in this. He's my favorite character. I get really, really pissed off
until he fucks up.
Exactly. I saw this at a midnight showing. I saw it when it came out. This is the second time that I've ever seen it. It made $120 million, which is pretty good. I do not know what the budget is. It probably was a huge budget. I don't think this was... It's funny because Quentin Tarantino movies age like fine wine. I think that after Kill Bill 2, the excitement of this movie was kind of because a lot of people didn't like Kill Bill 2. They loved Kill Bill 1. I'm the odd man out where I think number 2 is great and number 1 is garbage.
A lot of people think number 2 is better.
It's just it's just grittier.
It is. It's grittier. It's more of a spaghetti western than it is, a Hong Kong action flick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that, even though I like the cheesiness of 1, number 2 is better.
Number 2 is a better film. Number 1's an anime. It's a live action anime.
Basically.
Kind of like Ultra Violent or one of those. Did you ever see that movie? You would like it.
I saw Ultraviolet. It was interesting, but I'm like, man, could this rip off Aeon Flux anymore?
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Not. And then I saw Aeon Flux live action. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I'll stick to my Aeon Flux in liquid television, thank you.
Yes. MTV at 2 in the morning in the 90s.
I used to, that show, rewatch it. It is fucking disgusting. It's just, it's gross and people licking eyeballs and shit. And
yeah.
A lot of and torture porn, actually.
But it's animated. It has a really cool art style. So
it does.
If you wanted to know what comic books looked like in the 90s, watch Aeon Flux.
Yeah. When they kicked ass. It's got an 89 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Really?
And the crowd agreed, giving it an 88.
Really?
Now, I already know that... I know you like this movie.
I do.
But I don't think you love this movie.
I don't love it, no. Because, unfortunately, it carries the Tarantino name, and it has that, legacy to live up to. There's certain things that are weird about it. Certain things are kind of off. the pacing's a little weird and it's all over the place.
Oh.
It's still a great movie.
Did I mention that $20 members and above at Stop the Bike level are getting their Fuck the Knife Party t-shirts made very, very, very soon. Just in time for March.
I'm gonna need one.
I know you are. So if you guys join now, when you join, please email me and just tell me your t-shirt size. These shirts will not last, and they do say fuck. There's no like whatever, and they are.
Oh, you didn't bleep them?
Nah, fuck it.
Oh yeah, no, I cannot wait to wear that.
Yeah. Anyway, so you say it's all over the place. Now, do you mean like you don't like how it's not as real? It's too fiction, or
no? I don't mind the fictional, alternate timeline thing. I'm pretty cool with that. When I say all over the place, I mean like how it ends, how certain people's stories end, people's characters flipping on a dime. Not like, we'll get into it. But
okay.
Are you asking for a rating right now?
I'm asking for a rating right now. I'm not going to talk this. I'm not going to try to change your opinion because we don't have Antonius here as a good like moderator. Mm-hmm. In a funny way. It's funny, speaking of fucking politics, it seems like I and you will always be kind of on the same page, but not when it comes to a movie. And all of us will either I will try to upsell the movie or you'll try to upsell me the movie.
There are those rare movies.
And then there's Antonius in the middle who's the adjudicator, going, whoa, guys. All right, hold on. So without him here, it's going to be hard for me to upsell this movie to you because I think my rating is going to be a lot higher than yours.
How much higher? What are you giving this?
Certified Crow status 90, dead even.
Really?
Yep.
We're not that far off.
Okay.
Because I actually did some calculations in my head. I was at like an 85 originally, and I'm like, you know what? It's a little bit better than that. I was giving it an 87.
The style of this movie, the music, how it goes along with it.
The music drug it down a little bit for me.
Really?
A lot of it is really good. A lot of it's really well done. A lot of it's kind of period accurate or at least fits the vibe. Some of the songs are kind of weird. Like when she's getting ready.
Yeah, the David Bowie song.
Yeah, that was kind of off-putting. It didn't kind of fit. I didn't like it.
The first time I saw that movie, I agree with you, but just seeing it right now with you, I'm going to say I think that is a very appropriate choice. Plus, I can't help myself. I'm a David Bowie fan.
I love David Bowie, but David Bowie has a time and a place.
This is true.
Not in 1944 occupied France.
I mean, but like when you see Seven, David Bowie makes sense there. When you see fucking Starship Troopers, David Bowie makes sense there.
Is David Bowie in Starship Troopers?
Yeah, well, it's a cover of one of his songs. I have not been to Oxford Town. All is well.
Oh,
yeah, that's a David Bowie song. Like note for note.
We still need to do Starship Troopers.
I already did twice.
You did?
Yeah.
Where the fuck was I?
It was like one of the, I think it's episode 16 or something. It was like one of the early episodes. You were on like a couple of weeks later for the first time, like right after that.
Oh.
I mean, we could, you know what we'll do? We need to do Total Recall, and then we'll rank the Vinderhoven movies, and we'll rewatch them and kind of talk about,
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, so we'll do kind of like a Vinderhoven rank, seeing how he is my favorite director, and this is my second favorite director, being Quentin Tarantino. So I'm giving it 90, you're giving it 85. So I'm actually...
No, I was giving it an 87.
87, cool. So 88
Yeah, we weren't too far off.
So we'll just round to an 88.
Wait. No, we got to give it an 89.
89?
I'm not giving a Nazi movie an 88.
Oh!
Yeah, that's not cool. Nope.
Dude, I just put that shit together.
You didn't do that on purpose?
No, I did not do that on purpose.
Yeah, we're not doing that. No. Okay.
You know how I feel about those scumbags?
Yeah, no. Yeah, we're not... No. So, congratulations. It gets an 89.
89. All right, cool. So there you go.
Because we're not fucking doing that.
No, we are not giving it an H and an H. So, 89 it is. So we are on par with everybody. So apparently the audience, the critics, and most importantly, we agree with it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and throw on the old trailer, and we'll get into it, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do it.
Send it.
Send in the clowns. Loading, sorry. I got the circle going around.
Beach ball of death.
Yeah, it's spinning. Oh, here we are. All right. Shh. The movie's starting. Shh. It's the best part of the movie is the credits.
10 hot! I'm putting together a special team. We're gonna be doing one thing and one thing only. Killing Nazis. Sound good? Yes, sir! I'm I'm gonna assume you know who we are.
Everybody in the German army's heard of you.
You probably heard we ain't in the prisoner-taking business. We in the killing Nazi business. And cousin, business is a booming. If you ever wanna eat a sauerkraut sandwich again, take your wiener schnitzel licking finger and point out on this map what I wanna know.
I respectfully refuse.
Hey, Donnie! Got a German here wants to die for country. Oblige him.
An American Secret Service outfit lives deep behind enemy lines. The Germans call them the Bastards. These Yanks have been them the devil.
Well, we're all tickled to hear you say that.
The Germans are throwing a gala premiere. In attendance will be most of the German High Command. You'll rendezvous with our double agent. She'll take it from there.
You're getting us in that premiere.
It's suicide.
What else we gonna do? Go home?
So what's the plan? We punch those goons out, take their machine guns, and burst in there blasting.
Is that the plan?
That's about it. Or not.
There's something you don't know. Hitler is attending the premiere.
Getting a whack Uncle Adolf makes us a horse of different color.
We have all our rotten eggs in one basket. The objective of the operation, blow up the basket.
We're gonna give you a little something you can't take on.
You're getting pretty good at that. You're now in the hands of the SS. My hands, to be exact.
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
So there you go. That's our trailer. And I noticed something. Did you notice something? They're zombies.
Yeah, I noticed they actually discussed their plan for punching out the guards.
Half the dialogue in that, I swear to God, was not in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the plan's about punching them out.
And taking the machine guns.
Everyone's heard of you. They cut it. It was everyone heard of Hugo Stiglitz.
Mm-hmm.
They cut it just at the right moment, so it sounds like he says you. Yeah, there was a lot of shit in there that was not in. Let me check this down.
I actually like that when movies come out and they do a trailer and it has like
a teaser.
Alternate scenes, or it gives you the vibe of the movie without fucking spoiling it. There are a lot of movies that come out nowadays and they throw out a 2.5 minute trailer and it's like, I think I just saw the fucking end fight. What the fuck?
Yeah, the cool thing about this trailer, I mean, if you just listen to it, is it's only like the beginning of the movie almost, and then like a little bit of the plan. They don't give away shit.
Or like, here's an example to be evident. The new Godzilla X Kong movie, where you have Godzilla, who's like Super Saiyan Rose pink. You have King Kong with the fucking Infinity Gauntlet running at something. I'm like, guaranteed that's the last 3 minutes of the movie.
So there's a new movie coming out. Like, is it like one of the?
Holy fuck!
The
You don't know
Monarch
about
series?
this?
Dude, the last Godzilla movie I had my dick hard for was -1. You know this.
This movie looks so bad, and it's making -1 look even better.
Dude, -1 is a masterpiece.
Godzilla, it makes it look better. Godzilla X Kong, Godzilla goes Super Saiyan Rose, like he has glowing pink spines and pink eyes, and he's
Dude, I did see that
running with Godzilla or with King Kong behind him, and King Kong has a fucking like Infinity Gauntlet looking fucking thing on his hand now. Not just the fucking Stormbreaker axe. He has a fucking magic Kong gauntlet.
We went from one of the most adult versions of Godzilla to one of the most adolescent, is what you're saying? Like, I mean, in terms of writing?
Well, no, Son of Godzilla still exists with Manila.
Godzuki?
Not Godzuki. Godzuki's from the show.
But
yeah, Manila. Yeah.
Yeah, he blows those fucking smoke rings.
Yep.
Speaking of smoke rings, this movie starts off, and I said this might be one of the best opening scenes for a movie, and you said no.
One of, maybe, throw it in the top 10, for sure, but I know that there are much better cold openings out there.
Okay, I'll tell you why I like it. I like it because the tension. Now, Quentin Tarantino movies usually always, with the exception of like Pulp Fiction, No, Pulp Fiction does too. They always start out with a conversation where you kind of get to know the characters, whether they be main or side, right? Usually it's kind of like one main character and one side character just to show what the main character can do. And usually it's the people that are pretty nefarious, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So in this one, we start off and you see Christoph Waltz's character, I think he's Corporal or Colonel?
Colonel
Hans, yeah.
Yeah, Hans Lander.
So he's going to a dairy farm. And it's a French dairy farm, and of course he's there to look for Jews
or Lancer. Yeah, I don't remember his name. Yeah,
I think you're right.
Yeah,
so he's there to look for Jews, you know, and he comes in and he's suave, and I'm not gonna say he's charming, but he's manipulative to the point where like. He could sell you ice. You know what I mean? Like
lawful evil, high charisma stat.
Exactly.
Yeah, nat 20 intimidation check.
Thank you. Yeah, and negotiation and bluff.
Yes,
and everything else. This guy, like, but he sweats this dairy farmer without even threatening violence.
No. Just kind of having this cool, calm, collected conversation where he seems like he's your friend.
Yeah.
But really he's, threatening you without actually doing it.
Yeah, he sits down and he goes, hey, so now I'm in charge and you probably
because of the implication.
Yeah, you know who I am, obviously. Yeah, you're the Jew hunter. I actually like my title. I think I've earned it because a Jew is like a rat and a German is that of the hawk, but I could think like a rat. And He's just going over stuff. He goes, what was the family name?
I don't remember the family.
I'll remember it because there's an actor with the last name, not Sternevens. Anyway, it
don't remember.
Doesn't matter. And he's like, what were their ages? Where did they live? And do you know what happened to him? And he goes, well, I've heard rumors. And he goes, ooh, rumors. He goes, facts are such boring, but rumors, whether they be true or not, there's always a shed of something to them. So he goes, they went to the Dreyfuses.
Yeah,
the Dreyfuses.
They went to Spain. Yeah.
And he goes, okay. And then, but he kind of detains that he knows them very easily by how he knows their names and their ages. I think that's how he figures it out. And then he wants to smoke his pipe. Right,
does.
And so he does, and then he goes, "Would you mind if I smoke my pipe?" And he pulls out something that looks like
massive horn-looking thing,
dude. Yeah. It looks like a fucking baritone saxophone.
I think if he blew into it
would make
Gondor
noise.
Would call for aid. You know,
dude, it's funny because we were Gondor. Line of the day. Line of the day.
So it's something else that he did that kind of freaked me out is he walked in and he looked at the three girls. One had brown hair, one had black hair, and one had blonde hair.
Yeah.
And that was the one he went up to and said she was beautiful and kissed her hand.
Yeah, and he goes, each lovely than the rest. Yeah. And those girls were underage.
Yeah.
Epstein Island shit right there.
Mm-hmm.
And plus,
the
girl, the brunette was actually the hottest one anyway.
Speaking of which, that just happened yesterday, so we're waiting on a list of names eagerly.
Yes.
With a wood chipper.
Yes, we are. I know.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
Yeah. Stay tuned for Face the Mirror, because that's actually going to be the next one.
Oh, is that really?
We're doing a whole special on that list.
On who's going into the wood chipper?
And we might speculate what would be some creative, fun punishments. Not saying that we want them to happen. We're just saying that, if
someone made a movie, here's what would be an interesting sell.
Like Iron Maiden or, Shark Infested Waters or
wood chipper?
Torch. No, actually, you know what? They actually found out the most painful torture that they would do in medieval times is where you put somebody upside down. So that way the blood always goes to the head, so it keeps them alive. And you slowly cut from the genitals down.
Oh, being sawn in half that way, yeah.
But slowly, so they get like a pendulum to do it. I forgot what machine. There used to be an actual machine that they used to do this, and they
God, people were fucked up back then.
I know. Well, dude, have you ever seen the rape chair?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
The last one was destroyed like publicly. Speaking of medieval torture, did you know the last beheading happened in France via guillotine in 1972?
I believe it. The French love their guillotines, man. They love their guillotines.
Dude, they're a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, all the shit that was going down with French last year, I'm like, Where are the guillotines? I thought you guys liked your guillotines.
All right. What would you prefer? Let's say you had to be executed. You know, you did something like badass cool. Not badass evil, but badass cool, but, you know, the
I
government.
committed a cool crime.
Exactly.
Yeah, I for whatever reason, collapsed the banking system. All right, and I'm going to be executed.
Yeah. You pulled some, like, Fight Club shit.
Yeah, I pulled some Tyler Durden shit.
There you go.
And I'm going to be executed for it. Yeah, what about it?
All right, let me get... So...
'Cause that's a cool crime.
Chopping block? Old school electric chair, they don't do that anymore. I'm talking about ones they don't do anymore. So chopping block, electric chair, impalement. Now that's kind of... Now let's take that off the list because no one's going to choose that. Guillotine. So chopping block meaning dude with axe or guillotine. Hanging or firing squad. Cigarette and everything. You get the cigarette, you get the bandana.
Give me the headsman.
Headsman? I'm going firing squad, dude.
No. I want the headsman, the guy with the big sword or the big axe.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would
give
even
me
let
the
you,
headsman.
I would even let you choose sword or axe. Oh, you could get like a scimitar. You know, like the curved blade.
No. That's good for slicing. Not really good for chopping. You know what? Give, either. You know, because at that point I really don't care. You know?
Probably the axe would be quicker.
But I think the sword might be sharper.
It might be sharper, but I've heard that getting the head cut off when they did experiments on it, it crushes your nerve system quicker.
True.
Like, I mean, that split second means a lot.
Yeah.
Because if you cut somebody's head off with a guillotine or a sword, their head will actually roll around and can blink and move around.
In honor of Tarantino month, and the way I would actually like to go, katana decapitation. I'll take that.
How about with a seppuku though, where you do both at the same time?
Oh yeah, actually do the belly cutting and then I'll take that.
You're gonna take the samurai's way out?
I'll go out the honorable way. Yeah,
that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you.
What about you?
I gotta go firing squad.
Firing squad with a lucky strike.
A lucky strike. That's right. Yeah, I gotta go firing squad. Just there's something romantic about it.
Yeah, I don't like the look of it though. It's like, no.
You don't like the look of it.
You can go badass with the headsman.
Dude, on mine though, I wouldn't be one of those guys that has 20 guys shooting and only one of them has a bullet. I'd say give them all bullets, please.
Yeah.
Give one guy a blank just so maybe he's that guy.
And you're hoping everybody there's like an ace marksman. You're hoping nobody's just gonna. Oh, I got him in the wrist. Gotta go again.
You center mass, motherfucker. Center mass. Get it.
Yeah.
So
back to Tarantino month.
He determines, that he's hiding enemies of the state, as he says, and he
Well, he switches to English.
Yeah.
Gets him to confess, and he's like, "Well, nobody's running, so I'm assuming
they don't speak English."
And he's like, "No,"
and he goes, "No," and then and
pretends to call the daughters back in.
Yeah, he goes, "Come in, ladies," and then he points with his pipe, and then fucking Swiss cheeses the floor, but Shashari gets away.
The fuck did you just say?
Or Shoshana?
Not even close, man.
What was her? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so my Sharona starts running out of
my Sharona. Well, later on, her name is
Shalashaska.
Revolver Brothers.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, dude, I can't wait to play that game.
Anyway, Shaquille O'Neal starts running through the field.
Shaq himself.
Yeah.
And then she's
covered in blood.
Yeah, he's about to shoot her, Hans's, and then he goes, poop stick, when she gets out of range.
Yeah, just, well, I'm like, he's really going to make that shot with a pistol? And he's just holding it, he's looking at it. Well, guess not.
But, I mean, I think the reason why he does it is he's thinking, I'm going to get you anyway. Just a matter of time, I got your family. Like
what I originally thought was he was going to track her and she was going to lead him to other Jews.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? She obviously goes later and finds her aunt and uncle. 4 years later. We'll get
if
to
that's
that.
real, if that's just a cover story. But
so next we have what we saw in the trailer, and this is Aldo Raines is putting together his Bastards unit. It's 8 Jewish soldiers.
Which I have to admit, Brad Pitt's opening
best
character acting bit. This is him not just being Brad Pitt, you know?
Yeah.
Because Brad Pitt was Brad Pitt for a long time.
Yeah,
this is him actually.
Like when you watch Seven, that's just Brad Pitt. When you watch Legends of the Fall, that's just Brad Pitt being Brad Pitt.
For the Gen Zs listening, Brad Pitt was like our Chris Pratt. He was in everything, and he was just himself every single fucking time.
Until Meet Joe Black.
Yeah.
Rewatch it. He acts like a newborn child. Like, he really does. And also, too, dude, speaking of, like, someone intimidating without being intimidating, fucking Meet Joe Black at the end when he's, like, you know, just making fucking demands and threats. Dude, he's pretty scary. He goes, when he talks about, like, the dude, how he's going to lock him in a room for eternity without windows, and you won't be counting the days, the months, or the years. You'll be counting the millennia.
I need to rewatch Meet Joe Black. I don't remember it enough. Yeah.
Dude, Meet Joe Black's great. Anyway.
But yeah, he was in everything, and he was very much himself a lot of the time.
Because after Meet Joe Black was, or either they were within a year from each other, I believe, was Fight Club. And that's where he wasn't
just Brad Pitt
anymore. Yeah.
He was actually trying to be someone else. He was still kind of Brad Pitt, but
not by the end of the movie, though, when Durden gets nuts.
No.
That's what's cool about it. You kind of see him, like, change and evolve, you know? Anyway, Brad Pitt actually does. At first, you think he's hamming it up, but then by the end of the but then by the end of the movie, he just has the character down so well. You know, so Aldo Raines is a really cool character. He's a bootlegger from Tennessee, and he's got Apache blood in him. And so his idea is to do guerrilla Apache warfare, where, you know, not wearing uniforms, not following the rules of war, scalping, intimidating, doing some Vlad the Impaler shit to scare the hell out of the enemy.
Actively defiling the corpses.
And leaving always one alive to tell the tale to the other survivors, and marking him with a swastika on the head because you can't take that off.
Nope. Which was such a badass thing.
It is. Well, you know, Quentin Tarantino did write Natural Born Killers, and Natural Born Killers did have something like that in it. Remember? Mickey and Mallory Knox, the killers, would always leave one.
I don't remember Natural Born Killers well enough. I saw it like in the 90s. I don't remember it.
Dude, we got to cover it.
Yeah.
It's such a good... It's Oliver Stone doing Quentin Tarantino, and Quentin Tarantino hates it, meaning you know it's good. Because Quentin Tarantino, I'm sorry, dude, the guy does not like good movies. He just makes good movies. Like, his favorite movies are like, what? Really? Actually, you know what his favorite movie is? Battle Royale.
Battle Royale's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
Yeah, so he does like good movies. And I know he likes Akira.
Yeah, but he likes a lot of, like, just spaghetti westerns that weren't even the good ones, just the ones that are, you know, and he likes a lot of 70s grindhouse films, and he loves blaxploitation films, which they are good ones, but I'm just saying that...
And samurai movies.
And old samurai movies, yeah.
Yeah, if Akira Kurosawa directed it, it's one of his favorites.
There you go. Or, God, I forgot. Who's the guy who directed Replacement Killers? It doesn't matter. So, yeah, anyway... This elite team is all with, like I said, all Jewish soldiers that really, really...
Most of them Jewish American. A couple of them, you know, from... one of them's from Austria. Where's the other one? Oh, the other one's German.
Yeah. And then that's Hugo Stieglitz. And we played you the beginning. I just thought that was way too badass of an intro not to use it.
He's the only one who gets that intro.
I know! And then, of course, Sam Jackson narrates it, which makes it even more... If Sam Jackson narrates anything, it's more badass. But if...
Check one of the Tarantino boxes. Sam Jackson's in it.
And we do have one scene with a foot, but it is a clean and sexy foot, actually.
Yeah, she's not...
I would lick those toes. I'm a Pisces. We have a thing for feet, man.
Yeah, no, she doesn't have the nasty, gross-looking claws like the girl from...
if you believe in that, by the way.
Jackie Brown, yeah.
Yeah. No Pam Grier in this, though, unfortunately. Dude, I have developed a crush on Pam Grier after watching Jackie Brown twice.
Yeah. When I first watched Jackie Brown, I was way younger, but now it's like...
Now that she's more our age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hello.
Hello, exactly. God, her hair is so beautiful. You just want to smell it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she talks to the side of her mouth all cute and shit. Anyway. This unit is a German, what would you call it, platoon, captured, and they are torturing him by scalping him one by one, and there's only a few...
well, we don't get there first. We get the 99999 meme that, you know, took over the internet, where, you know, The Fuhrer is obviously very upset, because of the exploits of the bastards.
Don't call him the Fuhrer. That sounds so... Ugh.
That's how they refer to him in the movie.
Just call him Hitler.
Evil mustache man.
Why don't you just refer to him as Hitler?
Okay, yeah. So Hitler, yeah,
he's all pissy.
Yeah, he's pissy. He's throwing a hissy fit. You could tell he's the kind of guy who threw hissy fits in real life.
Dude, Hitler is like, okay, in the movie Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, how Napoleon's just like a dick and a sore loser and all that shit? You know why? That was actually written to be Hitler, and they thought it was like not family, but they kept all the dialogue and shit. So yeah, he would be like, like if you got ice cream, he would stop you and be like, "That is my ice cream," like when he would bowl and he goes shit, because that scene is the same scene from Bill and Ted. Remember when he bowls and he gutter balls and he just goes fuck.
I don't remember.
You don't remember that part?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's been a while since I've seen Bill and Ted.
Well, you have to watch it on June the 9th, right?
I remember that was a significant day.
69, dudes. 6-9.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. Back to this movie. Anyway, so, yeah, evil mustache man, Charlie Chaplin's evil twin up there, and he's losing his shit, and then he calls in this young private, talks to him, and he's like, what happened? And he's the one telling about what happened to his platoon at the hands of the bastards. And
this is, and then, he says, like, show him it, and then, but it cuts back and forth, where it's like
it's him telling the story.
Yeah, it's him telling the story to Hitler, but, the first guy, the officer, will not put other men's lives at risk, because he goes, all right, now I know there's an orchard just up the way, and that would be a sniper's D-line, so here's what I want you to do. Take your sauerkraut eating finger right there and point on this map, tell me where they are, what artillery they have, and how many of them are there. And he goes like, I will not put lives at risk. And he goes, have you ever heard of that? That's the Bear Jew.
And you just hear this baseball bat being hit against concrete.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh shit, and then he's like, have you heard of us? I know you heard of the Bear Jew. And he goes, yes, he is a giant Jew who beats people with club. He's got a goddamn baseball bat is what he's got. Yeah. And dude, it gets really creepy, right? And then he goes like, I refuse. And he goes, we got a German who wants to die for country. Oblige him. And then out walks little Eli Roth. Now, if you don't know, Eli Roth is not really that big of a guy.
The way they filmed it, he looks massive, though.
Yeah, well, he is, I believe, 6'1" or 6'2". But the way that they describe the Bear Jew is like he's supposed to be 6'9" or something, And he comes out and he sees the Iron Cross and he goes, what did you get that for? Killing Jews? And he goes, bravery. Now, I thought that was kind of very cool because when he puts the bat to him, he doesn't flinch. Like, he is brave. But, dude, does he get his fucking head bashed in.
Oh, it was satisfying to watch.
I know. I love seeing a fucking Nazi get bludgeoned to death.
Yep.
It's the best, right?
Yep, he turned him into a good Nazi.
Now, when I saw this in the theater...
They're only good Nazis when they're dead.
Nazi. I remember when I saw this in the theater, and it was a midnight showing, there's a seat 2 rows up from us and to the side, and there was like a commotion going on during this. I'm like, interesting. I'll get back to them in a second. It was a couple. White couple. Very punk rocky looking. We'll get back to them later on. So, then Quentin Tarantino is actually one of the captured officers, right? And
It looked like it, but I wasn't sure that was him.
No, I saw the credits. So the 2 privates there, one of them tries to run away, and then he gets shot, and they're like, God damn it, bring the last one over here alive so we can have somebody to fucking question. And he just points right there without even, Yeah,
just right there.
Right there. Right there.
Answers all the questions.
And of course it is, well, what are you going to do when the war's over? He's going to hug his mom. Okay, that's great. What about this uniform? He says he's going to burn it. That's the problem. We don't like that.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, well, we want to be able to identify our Nazis.
He's going to give him something that he can't take off.
And this is the first of many he carves the swastika dead on his head. And it's not like a little thing. It's on the center of your
whole forehead.
And the whole forehead.
Yeah, you're not covering this with a hat.
No. Maybe a bandana, but they weren't popular at the time.
No.
Nor
the beanie.
Nor the beanie, yeah. You know what? I think they had beanies in World War II, though.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure GIs had them. I know, like, Russians did. At least they did an Enemy at the Gates. I think they had them.
Russians had the Ushanka hat.
Yeah. That's the furry hat that's made out of a rat.
Rabbit.
Rabbit. Oh, well, it's a rodent. Who cares? It's in the Seinfeld episode. I know that. Bottles in the heat, Jerry. Bottles in the heat. So after this, Hitler sees the marking and he goes, "Here's what happened. You were attacked and you got away, and don't talk about this to anybody.
Don't tell anyone. No details. Nothing, because he doesn't. Because Brad Pitt tells him, like, listen, you can't tell them you told us, because they're gonna shoot you.
Yeah.
So you're gonna tell them that we let you go to spread our fear amongst the ranks."
Yeah.
And Hitler's like, "No, don't do that. Don't tell anybody." So
this is why
makes it believable.
This is why I was talking about the whole natural born killers thing. Mickey and Mallory Knox would always leave one survivor to tell the tale, to like bring more fear.
Yep.
So yeah. Now Quentin Tarantino didn't direct that, but he did write it. So probably that's the reason why he wanted to use it, because it is a cool kind of idea, and he never got to use it in the movie. Now, after this, if I'm not mistaken, we go back to Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah. So Shalashaska.
Her new name is Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emmanuel.
Yes, and then
She is French.
She has a boyfriend that works with her at the cinema. They own a cinema now, and his name is Marcel. Yeah. And they run this place now. This one Nazi private is like harassing her constantly, like just bothering her, just being like,
pushy. It's like, she's obviously not into you, bro. But he's playing this like, this smitten puppy dog.
Yeah.
Where he's like, "Oh, I'm in love with you. I'm following you around." And she's like, "Fuck.
Off. Yeah. And he can't tell why, but yet everywhere he goes, he's a fucking celebrity. And she's like, look, like officers are coming to him and wanting to shake his hand and get his autograph. And she's like, "Who are you? Like someone's son or something?" She goes, "Most Germans are somebody's son." She goes, "You know what I mean?" And then he tells the story about how he was a sniper that held off the Americans for 3 days, killing 300 soldiers.
Yep.
And they're making a movie about him called Nation's Pride. Which, by the way, when anything involving white people in the word pride is kind of usually a bad sign.
Yeah, it's usually not great.
It's usually like a woo, pump the brakes there, guy.
Yeah, it's like,
but these are Nazis we're talking about. So
yeah, they're the ones that ruined it for everyone.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I know.
Right. Hey, you know what though? Me and Jeff were talking about this. White people ended slavery, though. Hey, that's one good thing, at least in America.
400 years too late, bud.
Well, actually a couple thousand.
Also, actually didn't.
We did our best.
Yeah, slavery is still legal in the United States.
It is?
If you're a prisoner.
Oh, yeah, that's
true.
It
actually says that in the 13th Amendment. So yeah, no.
Slavery
still legal in the United States.
Think about this though, especially around the Mediterranean, all around the world, slavery is like still a practice thing. Epstein Island again. There we go. Back to him.
Jesus Christ.
And that son of a bitch. Okay, I take back what I said. Let's go back to Nation's Pride.
Yeah.
So, this movie is a biopic about him that stars him, and he portrays himself. And this is part of propaganda films that were actually made, or at least helped being made by Goebbels.
Yep. So fucking Baron Zemo here, who's what's his name? Zola?
Jog my memory.
The sniper guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
he plays Baron Zemo in the MCU. I know you haven't seen it, but...
No. Oh, Marvel... Okay.
Do you remember Marvel Comics? Do you know Captain America's, villains at all?
Red Skull, Doctor Doom...
Baron Zemo at all?
No.
Purple Mask?
Yeah. Okay.
Him. He plays Zemo.
Oh. Well, dude, the weird thing is, I swear, there's something about that guy's profile when you see his eyes and his forehead that reminds me of myself. Like, not from a nose down, but from like eyes up. He does a lot of weird facial expressions with his eyeballs. I do, and it bothers me. Anyway, that's just like something personal that this actor has always bothered me because he's like, it just looks like familiar and.
No,
gross.
I know what you mean. I have a doppelganger, and it freaks me out all the time.
Yeah, like and just like the way he like is arrogantly charming.
Yes, I've shown you my doppelganger, right?
Every dwarf in the Lord of the Rings series.
No, worse.
I'm kidding.
No, I've shown you my doppelganger, right? Have I not? Oh, yeah.
Type it up, dude.
I don't know if I want to show you this. Look up.
Uh-oh. That bad, huh?
Wake Me Up by Home Free.
Wake Me Up by Home 3.
Yeah. So there's and then go halfway through the video, and it's creepy how much this dude looks like me.
I just want to see a picture of this fucker.
No, just pull up the video because the way he moves, the way he blinks,
Oh, shit.
right? The way he blinks, the way he talks, the way his mouth moves, it bothers the shit out of me. You've seen me.
This guy.
Look, pull up.
I'm seeing pictures right now. This guy is.
I can't believe I've never shown you this.
Are they a boy band?
They are a country a cappella cover band.
Okay, well that guy does kind of. Yeah, you know what? He looks like if you and God, what's that dude's name? Never mind. Yeah. I'm getting a little zombie vibe from him.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Real creepy. I don't like it at all. But so I get you where you say someone does something and it reminds me of myself and it freaks you out. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one.
For instance, whenever I watch The Fly, love that movie, but when Jeff Goldblum is acting all like crazy and shit, that reminds me of me pre-bipolar medication, like punching walls and acting all crazy and shit. And plus, me and Jeff Goldblum have some little, let's just say Jewish traits to us. Little bit. So what happened when you're raised by a nana? So speaking of Jews, let's go back to this movie. At this cafe, he's bothering her, and she's like, no, fuck off. I said, no, I don't care who you are. You're just a uniform to me.
You're just a uniform, yep.
So she's cleaning up the marquees on her theater, and this SS guy comes out of nowhere, out of a car, and goes, get down here now. And she's like, what did I do? And he goes, get your ass in the car. And he brings her over to like this restaurant and at a private table, and there's Goebbels, there's like some actress he's banging, some other like head of propaganda guy, and then of course the sniper and the SS guy, right? And then the sniper's like, oh, you accepted my invitation. She's like, invitation, asshole, that guy fucking made me come here. Well, she doesn't say that.
No, but she's like, yeah, invitation.
Yeah, whatever, dude. And then right at that time is when we see Hans meets her again, and when he comes in, it's just like appears out of nowhere, and just hear that.
Yeah, that was a real jarring scene. Like, I get it's supposed to, get your heart rate going like hers.
It works,
but it's like, whoa, what the fuck's going on? What happened to the movie here? It kind of took me out of it for a second.
That's the reason why I like this movie, where the music sometimes isn't time period appropriate. Like, where do we get the Seth Rollins entry music? But it works. Because, like, immediately you're like, whoa, shit.
Sierra, Hotel, India, Echo, Lima,
Shield.
Delta.
Then he sits down, and they're talking about moving the premiere of this movie to her theater because he's smitten with her. They even actually use that terminology. Mm-hmm. By the way, I like the term smitten, don't you?
Yeah. It's classy.
It is. It's like, man, she's cute. I'm smitten.
Yeah.
And your wife will elbow you, but she won't straight up slap you if you're like, that chick is fucking gorgeous. But you can go, I'm smitten. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, if you look at, some girl I would like to plow her. Yeah, right across the head. You're going.
Yeah,
you're going down.
Either or in my case, I just probably wouldn't get laid that night. But, but regardless,
got a comfy couch, bud.
Dude, I have my purple room with my own bed in it.
There you go.
Not that I've tried to sleep on it a couple of times. Actually, when people are really really sick and coughing, I can't sleep. I've actually slept in here before.
On the cutting room floor.
On the floor of the cutting room, yes.
Oh, wow.
Dude, sleeping bags. Come on, man. You just pretend like you're camping.
That feels like camping. It's dark enough in here.
It is. It is very dark in here. There's zero sunlight. So that comes in. So I mean, if you wanted to sleep until noon and not get disturbed, you could it's like a deprivation chamber in here, man. Let's see. So he interrogates her a little bit about who's a projectionist. I know there's you got a with you there. We
Not
don't
Tarantino if they don't slip in the N-word casually.
actually. There is no N-words in this though. Grow, he said, is okay.
It
Not
translated
social-
it translated on the screen that way.
Yeah.
But the way that it sounds in German,
So did you count?
no.
I
no.
did.
I don't play that game. No.
There was only 6 in this one.
Still, they're gonna slip it in there.
Better than 29 and Jackie Brown.
Yeah, definitely. Because Jackie Brown, they said it a lot, and I'm like,
Yeah,
at least,
but that's
at least it wasn't a bunch of white people saying it.
it's a heavy black cast though.
Yeah,
And
well,
Sam Jackson says it with impunity.
Sam Jackson says it like 26 out of the 29 times, I'm sure. But at the same time, it's better than Pulp Fiction, where it's a lot of white people saying it.
You know what I was thinking about is I was trying to think of my head for whatever reason if Morgan Freeman has ever said it in a movie, and I don't think he has, because I know he came out and said that like he would never say that in a movie. I don't know if he did in his earlier career, but I can't name one spot where he actually says that.
I don't know. I haven't seen enough Morgan Freeman movies. I've seen him like in stuff a couple times, but I mean, besides Shawshank, I'm really drawing a blank here, man.
Really? Deep Impact?
No, I saw the good movie about an asteroid hitting the Earth.
Yeah. Wait, Deep Impact.
No, the good one. The one that had Aerosmith on the soundtrack,
Dude,
my
you're
guy.
kidding me.
The one that had Liv
You like
Tyler.
Armageddon better than Deep Impact?
Of course, who doesn't?
Dude, I love Deep Impact over Armageddon. It's more realistic.
No Steve Buscemi.
This is true.
No Bruce Willis.
I'm not really a Bruce Willis guy.
Really?
I told
Everyone's
that-
a Bruce Willis guy.
We talked about this
Anyway.
before. Anyway, so now he's reading her like a book, because he even says like, you don't have to be nervous. It's just like formalities, whatever.
And we think he doesn't recognize her, but he orders her milk, which is what he
Yes.
asked for when
Yes.
when he
He
executed
orders
her
for
family.
her. He goes, the strudels aren't so bad here. 2 strudels and espresso
for
for
the
me,
cream.
and then a glass of milk for her. And then he goes, I forgot the creme. And he goes, wait for the creme. And just like the controlling, manipulative shit. And then he he's like, verdict, how was it? And then he just asks her, just whatever, like, so how'd you end up with the theater? Where you been in the past 4 years? Like, what's been going on?
Yeah, just it feels real interrogation-y. Even though I'm sure he's presenting it like, I'm just asking questions for security purposes for the event, and she's obviously super wigged out. She's trying to remain calm, cool, and collected, and she's not doing a great job.
Well, she's doing better than the dairyman was, but
Yeah, she didn't break, so at least that.
yeah, exactly.
So he goes to leave, and at this point, we think he knows, but he doesn't say anything.
Either way, she's trapped
Yeah.
because she's at that theater. What is she going to do?
Yeah, she's screwed.
Yeah, but she does devise a plan, because she's talking to Marcel after this, and she goes, so
We're going to do the plan.
we're going to do the plan. And he's like, first off, he's like, what the fuck? They're probably going to kill me and this and that. And
Yeah, what the fuck are we going to do?
What are
And
we
she's
gonna
like, we're going to do the plan.
we're going to do the plan. He's like,
Your plan.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
mine.
Not my plan. And she's like, look, we're going to have all of our eggs in a basket, so to speak, and we'll burn the basket. And it's funny because that's what Mike Myers says later.
Yep.
So
And she even says, like, we have to, struggle to keep this place from burning down. We can burn it down ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, I guess you're right. So they decide to lock everyone in and set it ablaze.
But the cool thing is now we flip over to the means of their plan, which is Samuel L. Jackson narrating, and he goes like, so here's the thing. 35 millimeter film is 3 times as flammable as paper. In fact, back in the day,
Six times.
six times. Okay, yeah, I knew it was divisible by 3, so give me half credit. Get it? It is. You couldn't even carry it on a train or anything else like back then because it big bada boom. And she has 360 reels of this film.
So yeah, practically explosive.
Yeah.
It's an incendiary device at this point.
Definitely. And also too, you got to think about theaters. Theaters back in the day, especially, all curtains, all carpet,
Drapery
everywhere. The smoke inhalation is what kills you in a fire, not necessarily the fire itself. Almost never. Well, I mean, you know this. You were a paramedic, practically.
Yeah, no, but back in the day, when you research fire history, something that you notice is a lot of major deaths and things like that in the U.S. and even in Europe too. Theater fires were huge.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, there have been several major fires that killed hundreds of people in theaters.
Get out of here.
Yeah, everyone goes back to things like the Great White Fire, that concert that killed a bunch of people.
Yeah.
The Triangle Shirtwaist Fire. No, theaters, there's two major theater. I can't think of the fucking names of them right now for the life of me. But there were two that killed hundreds of people, and it's because the doors were locked because they didn't want people sneaking in.
Yeah.
And people burned to death very, very quickly because of all the drapery and shit that they have in those theaters.
We now have almost every, if you're listening to this, you know this. Actually, we have some people that don't live in America knows. All American theaters have to have 2 emergency exits.
Mandatory.
Yeah, and they're on usually either side of the screen. Mm-hmm. And I'm that asshole that goes through them all the time because I don't like leaving with the Gen Pop. And I know where I parked.
Yeah, not all of them can do that anymore.
Really?
Yeah, some of them are emergency exits now. You hit one of those and it sets the place off.
Oh, well, they're fucking. It says exit. If it says fire, obviously I'm not going to go through it. But yeah, I know like the Vallejo theaters, they don't have that.
No, you can just go out.
I think the Napa ones do, though. I think you're right. They actually do have an alarm. Probably, again, so people don't sneak in. Because I remember me and my friends, someone would buy a ticket, and then you would open the door, and then put like a little piece of wood.
And everyone come in.
Yeah, everyone just come in. Yeah. I mean, you're a kid. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Luckily, now they can lock and secure the doors from the outside while you can still get out from the inside.
Do you think the Joker shooter has anything to do with the reason why they did that?
No.
No?
No, because he didn't come in through the exit.
No, I just mean because that would make it like an alarm would go off if some shit went down or you couldn't get in. I know the Joker shooter didn't. He came in through the back, but still.
No, Aurora was its own thing, and I think that had more to do with preventing people from sneaking in.
Okay.
Because it was nationwide before that was a thing.
Yeah. All right, so now we go to Operation Keanu.
Yes.
So we have Mike Myers doing the best acting of his life.
He really did. The main takeaway from this is the cutting room floor needs a globe bar. We need that.
Dude, when I saw that globe bar, I'm like...
Bars in the globe. I'm like, what?
He goes, would you like a drink? And he goes, if you offer me a scotch in plain water, I will take a scotch in plain water. And he goes, good chap. Why don't you go ahead and fix yourself a drink? Fix it yourself then. It's in the globe.
Yeah, and he goes over to this massive globe that's standing there and just kind of rotates the northern hemisphere back, and hey, booze!
I need one of those, man. We definitely need one of those.
Some fancy decanters in there?
Yeah, I have access to all that. Well, I mean, decanters are cool and all, but dude, it's kind of cool to see the different bottles and you know which one is which, though, because it kind of makes it fun. But yeah, anyway, regardless. A crystal decanter would be kind of cool. Probably a pain in the ass to clean, though. I know crystal glasses are a pain in the ass to clean.
Speaking of booze, can you pass me one of the coffee stouts, please? Yeah.
No doubt. Here you go.
Sorry, these are good as shit.
I know they are.
Shit, fuck.
Oh, no. Here.
I'll take that one. There we go.
Now, don't let it foam on you. Tap the top. There you go. I'm scared to see what happens. Chug, 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 chug. Capstan cork, located at the borderlands of Vallejo and American Canyon. Anyway, so Operation Keanu is as such. They drill this OSS officer about what did he do before
his
the war?
German film history.
Yeah, and he knows a lot of German film history. And then he's naming actors and all the shit. And then finally the American officer, that's what the OSS guy goes, brief him.
Yep.
And so they go, we're going to a town named Nadine. You're going to meet with a German actress known as Van Hammersfeld?
Yeah.
Hammersfeld. And
Hammersmith, I think.
You're going to meet with her, and then you're going to rendezvous with the Bastards. He goes, the Bastards, who are they? And he goes, oh, they have the German scared shitless. They are the boogeyman. And he goes, I've never heard of them. And he goes, of course, that's why they're Secret Service.
He's like, yeah, you're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to know, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And he goes, but the Germans do know of them. So you're going to rendezvous with them, this, that, and the other. Now we cut to them in the town of Nadine looking at this bar, and then Aldo is like, God damn it, whose idea was that fucking meet up in a goddamn basement? And he goes, it was her
He
idea.
won't let it go. He just keeps going on and bitching about the fucking basement.
He says basement like probably more like 29 times.
Yeah. It's like the problem with fighting in a basement is you're in a fucking basement. Yeah.
So this is like, I don't know which scene is more tense, this scene or the scene in the beginning. Probably this one.
This one, because it plays out for so fucking long.
But it doesn't seem long.
It does, because it feels like, watch out.
I see it.
Okay, don't drop it. Don't drop that shit.
That's why our new headphones have very, very long fucking cables, is because my tailbone hurts from, and so I need to stretch my legs, my man.
It's because you have no ass.
I know.
Yeah, dude has a negative ass. Concave ass.
It is concave.
He is sitting on bone here.
Not only that, but I have weak ankles and a high up butt, so it makes it even. I have a black man's butt.
His high up butt.
Yeah, high up butt. You never heard of that?
No, I've never even heard that.
Oh, we'll talk. Yeah, there's a really.
I have a very nice ass, so I'm quite comfy over here.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Do you have an ass beard though? Like
Ass beard. Are you asking if I have a hairy ass?
an ass beard to match? Because you're.
It's not as glorious, but yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
It's like a payas. You can braid it. So, this is a high fucking tension scene. So Hugo Stiglitz, the other German, the Austrian,
yep.
and the
And
OSS
Magneto.
guy, they are they come in dressed as officers, and there's some enlisted men, some privates, celebrating the birth of like his son, and his friends are there.
And they're all playing like 20 questions.
No, they're playing the
Heads
game.
Up or whatever it's called.
They're playing 20 questions, but the game is actually known as Indian poker. Is what we used to call it when we used to play that game. Because I actually played that game before.
They have a modern version of the game. It's called Heads Up.
There you go.
Yeah.
But
So
Indian poker is where you'd lick a card and put it, and you would actually, you would like write. It was 20 questions, basically.
yeah, Heads Up is kind of a similar thing, but you have to try and get as many as you can. So you have like you actually have to take your phone, hold the screen up, and everyone else has to give you clues. If you get it right, you tilt down. If you get it wrong, you look up, and that'll switch to the next person.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool feature for parties and shit.
But so our game is you would go around in a circle, and whoever to guess first would win, and then you would force everyone to drink if you won. So, and they're playing this game
With the double agent,
yes,
who's supposed to be meeting them at a bar without Nazis in it.
yeah, this bar is full with Nazis. There's
Yeah.
no one in here that's not a Nazi, in fact.
Well, except for the bar owner and the bar owner's daughter.
Yeah,
Who are
but-
collaborators, probably.
Possibly. Well, they do take a shot at the bastards like later on. So,
Yep.
because of the OSS officer has a very, very British accent, and his German is just very like it's good, Yeah, it's super.
It's very British.
Yes, and so the enlisted men keep coming over to the officers to talk to Van Hammerschmidt, and then finally the OSS guy's like, "Look, man, you overstayed your welcome. You're
This
drunk."
is an officer's table. You're a staff sergeant. Get the fuck off of my table,
And he goes, "Or I'll lock you all up for public intoxication, and Max won't get to see his father today." And then the record stops. There's music in the background, and then we see
Well,
that.
it starts with the staff sergeant, like, you have a funny accent.
Oh yeah. You're right. You're right.
And then the German guy with the bastards.
The SS dude.
Who's the German guy with the bastards?
Stiglitz.
Stiglitz, yeah, unloads, just yells at this guy that he's going to beat his ass. He's going to hold everyone else accountable for him for questioning a captain.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really tense, and it seems like it's working. And then that
Until-
record scratch happens.
And then we see that get your ass in the car.
The SS officer.
SS officer, and I hate this fucker. Out of everybody in this movie, I hate him more than anybody, including Mr. Goebbels and Hitler. Like, I hate this fucker so much because he's such a like everywhere he goes in this movie, all he does is cause fucking problems and shit. I mean, he's an SS officer, so I guess he's good at his job.
Yeah, I mean, you imagine SS officer is going to be the most dickish.
I think he is more hateable than Hans.
Well, yeah, because Hans has the charisma stat bonus. This dude is just, hey, I'm lawful evil.
Yeah.
Boring lawful evil. I'm like, oh, great.
Now, this guy's a lawful evil with a shitty charisma stat, but a high intelligence stat.
Yeah, high intelligence.
Yeah. We're making a lot of, I think everyone knows by this time that listens to us that we make a lot of D&D references.
What? We do?
No, get out of here.
What? No, I didn't know you were that nerdy.
Open that bag of holding and hand me another beer. Anyway, so here we go. Now this SS guy is interrogating him, but trying to do it in a friendly way. He's like, so yeah, that's a very funny accent. Where you from? And he's like, he says some town that's like south of a mountain or some shit. And then the OSS dude busts out his German movie knowledge. He goes, did you ever see this movie? And he goes, that was my brother and me and my sister. We were in the back shot during the, he says like the...
My brother was so handsome, he got a close-up from the director, yeah.
It was like the skiing torch scene or some shit like that. And then the dude knows, and he goes, oh yeah, so...
Because he's able to reference an obscure German film, it's like, okay, that's lending credibility.
Yeah.
And then you have the actress next to him. Yeah, I can vouch for it. That's exactly what happened.
She goes, I can vouch for it. His brother's way more beautiful than he is.
Yeah, and they try and play it off like a joke, like they're old friends. And it all seems to be working.
Until they order some whiskeys.
Yep, they order whiskeys.
But before they order the whiskeys, he goes, that's a very fun game they're playing. We should possibly play
that's right.
the game. And then so...
they do one round where he goes and shows off that he can do it well, and he guesses King Kong pretty quickly.
Yeah, so... But each time, he keeps going like this to Hugo, like, you should write down your card. Move
Keeps
over.
smacking him.
And then it cuts to Hugo having flashbacks of him getting tortured and whipped.
Yeah.
And you hear that dun-dun, you know that guitar, the Hugo Stiglitz theme?
That Hugo Stiglitz theme, the way it starts out, makes me think of fucking Ram Jam.
The wrestler?
No, the Ram Jam, Black Betty.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, Black Betty, bam-a-lam, no, Black Betty, on bam-a-lam, Black Betty got a job, bam-a-lam, got a thing gone wild, on bam-a-lam, it always ready, bam-a-lam,
but specifically that guitar riff.
Yeah.
That's how,
dude, I know, I love that song, dude. That song's
fucking great. I haven't met anybody who doesn't like that song.
Well, I do know somebody who doesn't like that song because I actually got pulled aside once for singing that song because it's considered a racist song. Who knew?
Really?
I guess.
Fuck.
But it's not. It's just like one of those old songs that people associate with the South.
Is it really old?
That song is an old song, yeah. That song's like I know that's like a Dixie song. I don't think it's not like Confederate or that shit, but it's a Southern song and it's very old and it's a traditional song.
Oh, I thought that was like from the 90s, early 2000s.
No, that's a cover of a song that's been in Americana for a long time.
Oh, well, shit. Once again, racism ruins everything.
God damn it. Well, you could sing it and just say White Betty. Come on, White Betty. Kind of lamb.
White Betty did have a child.
There you go.
So damn wild. Yeah. Anyway.
So,
Sorry, Betty, if you're listening.
Sorry about that, Betty. So they're kind of like, he's showing off how good of a detective is that he guesses King Kong in 8 questions?
Yeah.
The questions are, am I a German? No. Am I American? Yes. Okay. No, he says, am I from someplace exotic? They go, yeah. And he goes, so either the jungle or the Orient. Did I come to America? Yes. Was it profitable? And he's like, no. And yes. And he goes, well, not for you. And he goes, oh, okay. Did I arrive in chains? Yes. Was I displayed in chains? And he goes, so this must be the black experience in America, or I'm King Kong. And he just goes,
yeah,
King Kong. And then he goes, now you must all drink. Now let me refill your glasses. There's a 30-year-old scotch with your name on it. And he goes, would you like to drink? And he points to everybody and I'll go, yeah. And then she goes, no, I'll stick with my bubbly. And then he goes, well, I got a beer. Scotch doesn't work with me. And he goes, drei Gläser. And he throws up 1, 2, 3, ring finger, pointer finger, middle finger.
Yep.
And then
it kind of zooms in on it, and you can tell that the SS officer saw it, and his face changes. And it's like,
and then it gets really quiet. So they get their glasses filled, and then you hear a click, and he goes, let's cut the monkey shine, shall we? Start speaking English. And he goes, you are no more German than that Scotch is.
That
Scotch is, yeah.
Yep.
And he goes, what do you mean? And did you hear that? And he goes, yeah, that's the sound of my Walter, like, pointed at your balls. And he goes, why would you have a Walter pointed at my testicles? And he says, well, you gave yourself away there, Colonel, or whatever, Captain. Mm-hmm. And he goes,
he's like, well, this is it. I'm going to speak the Kings.
Yeah, he goes, well, oh boy, if I'm going out, I'm speaking the Kings. And he goes, so this little pickle we have ourselves in, here's how it should go down. We'll walk out with the girl. And he goes, no, we're not walking out of anywhere. Out of anything that's going to happen, you and I are both going to die. And Max is probably going to be an orphan because your goons are probably going to have to attack them as well. And then he goes, well, something you don't know. I also have a gun pointed. I've had a gun pointed at you since you sat down. And then Hugo Stiglitz goes, that makes 3 of us. And he just puts the gun right on his dick.
God, he kind of nut taps him a little bit.
He does.
Ow, hey.
He does. And he goes, well, and he lights a cigarette and he goes, yes, if you don't mind speaking to Queens. And he goes, there's a wrong in hell reserved for those who waste good whiskey. And he just downs it and he goes, God damn, that's good stuff. And then ba 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 ba.
Yep.
And then he goes,
you know what's funny about that scene though?
Yeah.
Here's how good German engineering is. They're both Walthers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The German gun is the Walther C98 or whatever it was.
Oh, I thought it was a PPK.
His is a Walther PPK.
Oh,
the other one's the Walther. I think it's a C38. Whatever the German.
Yeah, because he has the James Bond gun, the OSS
yes.
guy.
Yeah. But the other guy has the one where the barrel kind of sticks out a little bit.
Yeah, the one that and it's got the weird magazine pins on the bottom, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So they're both pointing Walthers at each other. They're on either sides of this giant global war, but they both have Walthers.
That is funny. And then, but. He goes, well, this pickle we got ourselves in, I think we should get on with it. And he goes, Hugo, and he goes, Sad vida to your Nazi balls, which might be the best line in the whole movie.
Yep. And then it's just a eruption of gunfire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just everybody dies in half a second. It's quick.
You could tell this is what Quentin Tarantino wanted to do during Pulp Fiction in the kitchen scene. He probably wanted to be like this because this is bloody and it's practical effects too.
Yeah, it's really well shot. It makes you feel that what just happened, what's going on,
and the guns feel real in this. Like when you see them shot and you see the damage they do, they remind me of actual guns.
They're a little overpowered, but
yeah. But this is the Quentin Tarantino universe. And they're also at very close range, though.
They are at very close range, but they seem a bit overpowered.
Yeah, what does a Walter take? Is that a 9?
Walter PPK? That was, I think that was a 32 ACP or 380. It was a small cartridge.
Really?
Because it was a tiny gun.
Yeah.
That's why the spies had it, because you could conceal that thing basically anywhere.
And also didn't have a threaded barrel, too, and they have extendo clips for it, correct?
If you're James Bond, yes. No extended magazines, but they did have the silencers for it.
Well, I do know in Fallout, there is an extended magazine, Walter PPK, and it is the best gun in the game if you are a gunslinger. Because
everything Zach knows about weapons, he learned from video games.
And, hey! I own guns. I shoot.
I'm kidding.
But no, you are right. Dude, well, it's just like in fucking Jackie Brown. What he was saying. It's like every mofo that wants this gun wants it because it's in this movie.
Yeah.
That's
a thing.
I know, my radio hero Anthony Cumia bought all of his guns just because they were in a blankety blank movie, or they were based off something. Like, for instance, RoboCop's gun is based off of something he owns, and the Aliens gun is based off of Tommy.
Yeah, the reason I have a Springfield XD is because that's what Leon Kennedy had in Resident Evil 4.
There you go.
It's based off the Blacktail. Yeah, we all do that kind of stupid shit.
It's true.
Yeah. Anyway.
The Blacktail was your go-to, huh? Not the Red 9?
Not the Red 9, which I was actually sad to see not in this movie. I think probably the most iconic, the most cool.
I thought that too. They didn't have the Mauser.
Yeah, the coolest looking German gun is definitely the broom handle Mauser.
That's a German. Get the fuck out of here. I knew the Chinese used it mainly, but I thought it was actually a Russian gun.
The Chinese Type 98 or what do they call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a clone of the broom handle Mauser. Yeah. I mean, a lot of Chinese stuff
Han
is
Solo's gun.
it's Han Solo's gun too. Yeah, a lot of Chinese stuff is clones of whatever the better version is.
Who shot first?
Han shot first.
No, Hugo Stieglitz did.
Yes, he did. Right into his Nazi balls.
I say it beat the Zangtino Nazi balls. So now after...
So he made more good Nazis.
Yes, exactly, because they're all dead.
Yep.
Now we're left with like just a smoky room, and there's just Max's dad, right? Now, may I rewind? Let me rewind here a little bit. Wilhelm, when he comes over to Van Heverschmidt, gets her autograph for his son Max, right?
Yep. She gives the autograph.
This
kisses
is very important to the plot. So after all the shooting goes down, that's when Aldo Raines is like, "Yo, is anyone alive down there?" And Wilhelm is like, "Yeah, I am alive." And he goes, "What side are you on?"
Anyone from our side?
And he goes,
and then you hear Bridget stand up. I'm still alive. He's like, "You sit down,
slut."
bitch." Yeah.
And he goes, "Well, your English is pretty good for somebody who's not on our side." And he goes, "Yeah, I think so too."
Yeah. He's like, "I would agree with you. So let's talk."
So, and then they're like, "All right, so what we got here is a Mexican standoff." And he goes, "No, I got the gun. You don't." And he goes, "I got grenades."
I was impressed he knew what a Mexican standoff was.
I was too.
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, I was going to say it makes sense that he could recognize the OSS officer because he's a really smart guy. They're kind of showing that by how good his English is and such. Maybe that's how we could detect the accent.
Maybe.
There you go. So anyway, of course, at first he's got his gun. He won't let it go, but they need to go get her. So Aldo Raines starts walking down after saying the whole grenade thing, and he goes, "All right, I'll trust you. I'm putting it down." And then she shoots him
with the Walter PPK.
There you go. And but they were going to shoot him anyway because they couldn't leave anyone alive. It would blow her cover.
Mm-hmm.
So we find ourselves in a veterinary office, and she's like, she's got a fucking bullet, and he's interrogating. He's like, "So why was there so many fucking Nazis in a place where Nazis shouldn't be, and why the fuck did you pick a basement?"
Yeah, and she's realizing, oh, hell, this looks bad for me. This looks like I led them into an ambush.
She says, either I left you in an ambush, or this is just a serendipitous coincidence.
Can't be both.
Can't be both. And she's like, "I'm going to lose my leg in my career, definitely, da-da-da, this and that." And then so she goes, "But look," he goes, "Okay, well, let's just say that it went smoothly. What was the next step?" And she goes, "First, I was tuxedos, yes. Because all the Germans would recognize an officer that was at a uniform kind of thing."
Yeah, not supposed to be there. It's like, who are you? It's like, we know all the officers that are supposed to be here, so it would have been really hard to get them in.
Yeah, the SS guy nailed him that easily.
Yeah, so going around with some high-ranking people, security guards, or people who are trying to check people, that would not fly. So it was much easier to smuggle them in as filmmakers.
Exactly.
Yeah, her friends from her clique, and because they all spoke German.
Yep,
that was going to work.
But now
now they're dead.
Now they're dead. But then he goes, "Well, how'd they get found out?" She goes, "Your friend did 3." She goes, "The German 3 is with the thumb. That is the German way. It looked odd, and it gave him away." Mm-hmm. And he's like, "All right,"
and his accent.
And she goes, "All right, well, like how are we supposed to?" She says, "There is a change though. It's change in venue." And he goes, "Okay, that's not a big deal. Why does that matter?" And she goes, "Well, your explosives will do double damage because it's a smaller theater. It's not at the Ritz. It's at the small theater." And
didn't ask how big the room was. I said cast fireball.
Yeah. And then she goes, "And by the way, Dein Führer will be there." And he's like, "Well, that's a horse of a different color." And she goes, "I don't understand the expression." And he goes, "So what we're going to do, we're going to shoot you up for so much morphine. It's going to be coming out of your ears. We're going to cast you up, and we're going to get the tuxedos." And she goes, "But you don't speak German." He goes, "Well, we speak Italian. I speak a little Italian."
She's like, "Well, I know it's probably not worth me asking, but do you speak any other languages other than English? Because Americans are dumb." Yeah. What do you call someone who speaks 2 languages?
Bilingual.
What do you call someone who speaks 3 languages?
European.
Trilingual. Oh. What do you call someone who speaks 1 language?
American.
American. Yes, that's the joke.
There's a word for somebody who knows 4 or more, and it's like a wholly different. You would think it would be quadlingual. It's not. It's like there's a weird word for it. Anyway.
I'll have to Google that later.
This being said, English is the most vast of all languages though, because
it doesn't make sense.
Well, it's an amalgamation of every language.
That's Esperanto, bud.
Esperanto?
Have you not heard of Esperanto?
I mean, I can go for a coffee.
Yeah, no, Esperanto was a language that they... God, fuck you. I could see myself going to Starbucks and ordering a fucking Esperanto.
Can I have a venti Esperanto, please? Yeah, go ahead.
Why does that sound delicious?
It does. It sounds like it would have like chocolate, like powder on the top.
Yes, it sounds like classy too.
And it would have like something like maple would be about it. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, Esperanto was a language created like sometime in the 19th century, and it was supposed to be the easiest language for everyone to speak because it pulled a little bit from each language, and it was supposed to be the easiest for anyone who spoke the Romantic languages.
So it was like a trading language almost.
Right. It was supposed to kind of like everyone can learn this relatively easily. So it was supposed to be like the amalgamation of all the languages.
Got it. And it just didn't go off the ground?
Never really caught on.
Have you ever heard of what they call cousin speak or cousin speech?
No.
Usually twin brothers or twin sisters will like invent their own language.
Yep. Nope. That's a thing.
That is a thing because Jonathan and I used to have one. We called it Cantonese.
I have 2 sets of twins in my family. My twin sisters spoke to each other before they could actually speak, and then we're like, okay, parents were like, time to teach them how to talk, because that was creepy. Seeing them babble to each other and laugh.
Yeah, because they could understand what they were saying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jonathan and I, we used to like we used to have a bunch of like words that we just would say or phrases, and it was like its own speech. It's kind of like how wrestlers talk.
Oh, okay.
You know, kind of like kayfabe, where you go like, like for instance, they're just, but he and I would talk and no one would know what the fuck we were saying.
My brothers, though, my twin brothers, written. They had a full codex.
Yeah, we were working on ours.
They wrote their own. It was insane.
Dude,
and it was so cool looking.
There was a guy that I worked with at Safeway, and he and I both spoke Albed.
Albed?
Yeah, from Final Fantasy X.
God, it took you forever to get those fucking primers.
Yeah, but I like we actually could like because I was obsessed with that game when it came out. I would play that game like every day, and I would speed run that game all the time.
I have the soundtrack in my car as we speak.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, To Xanarkand is still one of the best pieces of music I've ever heard on the piano.
Dude, we used to cover Another World. Josh and I did. That used to be our opener.
Really?
Yeah, dun dun. It's an easy song to play. It's only 2 fucking chords. Or sorry, da 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 da. It's 4 chords. Sorry. Anyway, so they actually do this whole plan. They all dress up, and immediately,
well, they say that they can speak Italian.
He speaks the most Italian. He speaks the second most, and he speaks the third. In fact, why don't you just not even speak at all?
Yeah, because he's like, I don't speak Italian. He's like, that's why I said third most. He's like, why don't you just not speak at all? So start right now.
So then we see everyone prepping, and all of our characters are in play here, right? We see Emmanuel and Marcel. There, it shows them making like this film and preparing to burn everything else, and they have their whole little like plot all ready to go. We see, of course, the bastards, or what's left of them rather, in the theater, and then it actually, as the camera pans around, it says like Goebbels. Da-da-da. It points out who's who.
That kind of took me out of it because, like, the way it, like, ding and, like, pointed at people, and it was, like, fucking Comic Sans, like, lettering. I would have been happier if they did, like, that black and yellow lettering that they did at the beginning for the German guy, and they kind of had that, like, highlighted underneath them, rather than the ding and then, like, the curly Q pointing arrow. I'm like... This feels like Scott Pilgrim more than it feels like a fucking Tarantino.
It did get very Scott Pilgrim.
Yes, and I didn't like that.
Oh, by the way, fun fact, Comic Sans, did you know what it was invented for? Dyslexia.
Now I feel wrong for hating it.
Dude, I'm
ableist.
On our app,
Damn it.
our Podbean app, there is a dyslexic setting. If you click to it, it changes everything to Comic Sans. Now,
Is that just a joke?
I will show it to you.
Okay, but is that a joke? It's like if you're dyslexic, you like Comic Sans. Like making fun of Comic Sans.
It's really easier to read because the characters don't look alike. Like if you have a C and an I, right? If you're dyslexic, it'll look like a D to you, right? But when the C is shaped like all up and at a weird angle, and the I is like over here doing its weird eye thing, then so yeah, Comic Sans was invented for dyslexia, and then it just like it became like the running joke.
It's the fucking Nickelback of fonts.
Okay, first off, Nickelback are good.
Right, but everyone hates it for no reason.
Yeah, they just hate it because it's cool to hate it.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I defended Nickelback.
Still, we can all agree the best font is Garamond, because Garamond is what they used to make the card that they said was Cillian Rail. I am not kidding. I have 14-point font on my professional emails.
Nice.
In Garamond.
That's funny.
Because it's Cillian Rail.
Mine is still Invisible Killer.
Invisible Killer? What font are you using, boy?
Predator. It's called Invisible Killer.
Okay.
Yeah. Diablo font is cool, too. You got to admit, the Diablo font's
cool.
But yeah, for real, though.
Yeah, no, Garamond.
I used to have a Zodiac font where all the it looked exactly like Zodiac's handwriting.
Is it just wingdings?
No, it used to look just like Zodiac's handwriting. Like, exactly. Because Zodiac would write very, like, military-esque, like, drafty.
Oh, yeah, block lettering, yeah.
But there's actually a Zodiac font you can download. I don't know if it's still there. There's also a really cool one called Blood of Dracula, like where your characters would bleed as you would type. This is Windows 98 back in the day.
Yeah, this sounds very Windows 98-ish.
Yeah, it is. It was cool though. You would type and it'd start bleeding, so you would type black and you get to choose the secondary color. Mine was purple, so it'd bleed purple as you would type. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's way cooler than Helvetica.
Yeah, right there you go. Or anyway. Comic Sans. So yeah, the Common Sans points out everybody and their position, and now this is where Hans puts everything together because he finds the shoe and the autograph note, and he sees her with the cast, and it's like, ding, and then he interrogates everybody. He's like, so, what are you guys doing here? And he's like, she's like, these are my Italian filmmakers, and he's a stunt double, and that's a cameraman, and he's the assistant. And he goes, okay, what's your names? Aver Dorici. I'm sorry? Aver Dorici. One more time, please. Aver Dorici. And he goes, how about you? And he goes, Antonio Margheriti. And he goes, wait, what? Antonio Margheriti. One more time, but put the music in it, please.
And he's speaking perfect Italian here to these people.
And then, and he's speaking perfect Italian. And then he goes, and you? And he goes, Dominique de Coco. And he goes, very good.
Yeah, very good. It's just, only to ask him once, like, no, you're the only one who did well here.
Yeah, you passed the test, but you're still all guilty.
Oh, and they were doing the hand thing.
Yeah, the very stereotypical.
The Italian, hey.
The Pope thing. Hey, I'm the Pope. He's like, can I have a word with you? Oh, first he finds out where their tickets are, 0023 and 0024, and then he pulls her aside because I need to have a meeting with you. And he puts the jacket on, takes away her drink, and he goes, put your foot on my knee. And she's like, what? Oh, yeah, this is a Tarantino movie. I guess I will.
Yeah, check the box.
But her feet are nice.
Yeah, her feet aren't gross.
No, they're actually kind of sexy.
Clean. Painted nails.
Suckable.
You're getting too far into it, man. I use that as a litmus test. Like, if you have messed up feet, I'm not going for it.
No, her feet are nice.
But they're not messed up. So I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not even, they don't even have like any like ashiness on them. They're like perfect. Like girls get ashy feet sometimes. Guys do too, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The skin flakes.
Yeah, no, if their heels look like the thing, I'm out.
So there you go. So anyway, he goes, now, my jacket, it's on the chair behind her. He goes, reach in the right pocket and show me what you find. She reaches in and she grabs the heel that she left.
Her eyes go wide as soon as she grabs it. Before she pulls it out, and he's like, gotcha.
And he goes, may I? And then he puts it on and he goes, well, what is the American saying? If the shoe fits? And she goes, so
you
what?
must wear it.
And she goes, what now? And he just fucking strangles her to death.
Oh, yeah. Nothing tactical, nothing martial artist about this. He just goes for a bitch choke where it's just the two hands forward.
I don't know why he hates her so much.
She's a traitor.
Okay. But why doesn't he do something like she's already in the office, like sending people to send her the gulag or something? I mean, like, anyway, maybe you're right. I don't know. It just threw me. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. It probably because like, oh, traitor. Yep. Nope. Taking you out.
So after this, now
he calls on the dial phone, and
the jig is up.
Yep, he says the man in the white smoking jacket and hangs up, and then he gets
black
still in the lobby. Yeah, he gets black bagged and tackled,
and the whole time he's talking shit too, which is funny.
The whole time he's talking
shit.
Get your
goddamn Nazi hands off me.
Yeah, they take his suicide bomb that he has. Oh yeah, and the knife of the fucking day. Holy shit, that knife is fucking cool.
16 inches or some shit. It's
massive fucking buoy. That thing is a chopper.
It's practically a short sword.
Yeah. I mean, it I don't know. Not very short. But it's also got that nice stag handle.
It does have a cool handle. And it's got the hammer end on the end of the hammer and the end of the pommel.
It's got something on there. It's got some kind of design. I don't know if that's supposed to be a strike, but
I'm just saying it looks like a California frame or strike point.
Yeah, no, I think that's supposed to be a design. I don't know if
Okay.
I've seen ones like that where they have like family symbol or something on the back of them. Yeah. I think that's what that's supposed to be.
I mean, he is related to an Indian war chief, so perhaps
and a rum runner.
Yeah, and so perhaps
or a moonshiner. Yeah.
You know what qualifies as moonshine? All moonshine is illegal alcohol. Could be anything. Pruno is moonshine, as long as it's distilled.
I think the Appalachian Americans would disagree with you.
It's true, but that's not how the laws here are. Just like
I don't think the Appalachian Americans agree. Care about the fucking law.
For instance, Everclear just means like non watered down vodka. Vodka is anything over 95%. So if I made a whiskey and oops-a-daisy, it went over 95%, even if I barrel it and age it like a whiskey, it's still considered a vodka legally. Isn't that weird?
No, vodka still has to be a neutral spirit.
It has to be a neutral spirit over 95, but if you then try to age it or whatever, it's still, once labeled a vodka, always a vodka.
Really?
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I thought once you do stuff to it, once it's no longer a neutral spirit, it's not a vodka anymore.
So like
it's something.
A whiskey would be 93.5%. Isn't that odd?
That is weird.
It is. But anyway, regardless, normally whiskeys rise in other mashes. They don't have enough sugar to go of that amount anyway, so it's like...
So they can't.
So, I mean, it can, but it's fucking rare.
Yeah.
Anyway, regardless, so he gets captured, but Dominic Dococo and Eli Roth's character, they get left alone for the moment, and then the dude from fucking The Office and Aldo Raines, they're like, "You the bitch," and he goes, and he says, "Aldo," and he goes, "Where's the rest?" And he goes, "I don't know."
Yeah.
They're put in a chair to be interrogated, and Hans is basically like, "If you were in my seat, would you show me any mercy?" And he's like,
"No,
no, I will not."
No.
And he goes, he starts pouring 3 glasses of wine, and they're looking at each other, and he goes, "Well, here's what I think."
It's just me, or is that the wine from Skyrim?
That is actually not. I know what that wine is, though.
That looks like the wine from Skyrim.
Yeah,
I've accidentally
stolen.
Yeah, I've accidentally stolen so many of those fucking bottles of wine where it's like, I'm over encumbered. Oh, I have 14 of these fucking bottles of wine on me.
So
just drop these.
So a traditional, more alcohol knowledge. Traditional Italian Chiantis always have that wicker basket. So what they do is, that is a house wine. At the end, here's what actual most Chiantis are. Whatever wine is left over from the end of the day.
Will you serve them with some fava beans? Yes.
It's usually whatever's left over at the end of the day, all poured into one. That's what usually house wine is, or house red. But Chianti always has that little basket weave thing on it. Or traditionally it did. And it used to be just table wine. Chianti isn't that good either. It tastes like... I don't know if you ever had it.
Well, neither is human liver and fava beans, but
no. Well, dude, human liver might taste like pumpkin pie. I don't know. I don't eat the fucking filthy animal. So he's see what I did there?
And it's still a Tarantino reference.
Yeah, thank you, baby.
Oh, well done.
All right, so
line of the day.
No, you already had line of the day.
I think you took it from me.
Okay.
Good job.
All right, so they're sitting down at a table, and he's got this telephone. And he's like,
Rotodial,
let's make a deal. And he's like, what? And he goes, you guys had a great idea with the bombs and everything else. If I answer this phone though, I could put an end to your plan right away. But if you want to end the war, you have to get all 4, Goebbels, Hitler, et cetera, et cetera. And he goes, I can make this happen. Because if I don't pick up this phone, I'm kind of guilty as well. And then Aldo goes like, now, when a man is making moonshine liquor to provide for his family, they'd call that a bad deal. Or he says something like, if it sounds too good to be true, it ain't.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, really. I have a radio right there.
With the best radioman.
With a very capable radioman. I assume that there's somebody in charge, a general, maybe, I don't know, OSS. And then he goes, ooh, that's a bingo.
Is that how you say it?
Is that how you say
like,
it?
You just say bingo.
You just say bingo.
Bingo.
So then Hans does a fucking full face turn. And he's like, yes, I would like the Congressional Medal of Honor. And he even sounds more American now, too. He's like, I would like the Medal of Honor. And you know what? I think everyone in Operation Kino should get a Medal of Honor. And he kind of does a, like the gun fingers.
Yeah, the finger guns.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
So professional.
Sorry.
Professional level podcast.
Dude, when John Cena calls, you answer the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. He wants some land in Nantucket. He wants to get his status switched over, like same pay and rank and da-da-da, this and that and the other. And he's making all these demands. And then we actually see two plans unfold at once, right? We see the Jewish girl and Marcel, their plan of setting off all the fire and stuff. Oh, no. Not before the sniper comes into the projection room.
Yes. And this is where he goes from like that, love-struck puppy dog to fucking monster.
Dude, yeah, he kicks open the door because she goes, no, like, leave me alone. Like, go watch your fucking movie. And he goes, and...
Oh, my phone this time. Sorry, guys. That's my bad.
It's the Miz. So you have
That's
Miz's
Dolph
number?
Ziggler.
Oh, you got Ziggle's number?
Oh, yeah. Back when he had the white belt.
Yeah. Dude, when he feuded with The Miz, that was a good feud, though.
Fuck yeah.
It was.
I can see why you confused him for The Miz. Those two always, were coming out in
Well,
feud.
they were fighting over that white belt for a minute. And they both, like, wrestled super state. Ziggler doesn't get enough credit.
No, that dude was amazing. Yeah. In the mid to late 20-teens, yeah. He was great. And I hate that they never put him up for fucking something higher than the U.S. or the Intercontinental.
You know what sucks, and this is going to sound weird saying it because this name is just like a no-no name to say, but I would have loved to see, like, Dream Match Fantasy Book, him in his prime versus Benoit in his prime. Or Eddie.
Yeah.
Or Eddie in his prime.
No, you know who I'd like to see? Because they were kind of similar for how they
Don't say
acted.
Sean. Don't
no,
say. Okay.
No.
Perfect?
I want to see. Yes, Kurt Hennig versus Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, because Mr. Perfect could fucking wrestle a broom and it would be a better match than anything Roman Reigns can pull off. Oh, I went there. Yes, I did.
His wrestling on point. His character off screen or his persona, his backstage guy. Man, he's boring. Yeah. Holy fuck.
Not Kurt Hennig.
Not Kurt Hennig, Roman Reigns. Yeah, his wrestling is entertaining to watch. He has a fun finishing move. He's really charismatic in the ring when he's wrestling, but when he's like backstage talking to the camera,
it's just boring.
Oh, can we go to commercial, please? Holy shit.
I know, it makes you miss Bray, doesn't it?
It's like, can Stardust come out with a fucking steel chair and say some fucking crazy shit, please? Thank you.
Dude, how much does it, every time I see Roman, I'm like, fuck, I miss Bray, because that guy could read a phone book to me.
Yeah, Bray was an entertainer.
Yeah, dude, he was smartest man in the business. I really can't wait to see these. He apparently worked on 2 movies, and they got made.
Did they?
That's what I've been told. I've been told they got made. I don't know where they are or what, but that's what he was doing during COVID in his time off.
God, I hope they get released at some point.
Yeah, me too, dude. Like fucking what Wyndham Rotunda, man, best brain in the business. So then. He barges in and he's like, he's had enough. And, he's like, look, she's like, you hurt me. And he goes, oh, so you can feel shit? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And he goes, I killed 300 men. You really think that you're going to be able to push me?
Yeah, you don't say no to me. And I'm like, ooh, a little rapey, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah, ooh.
But then she feigns like, oh, this is what I've been looking for. Lock the door.
Fine, yeah, lock the door. He's like, wait, really? And she's like, yeah, lock the door.
She goes, for the 37th time, lock the fucking door, please. He turns around, 4 shots to the back.
Yep, with that Walther PPK.
Again, that gun makes a lot of appearances in this.
Mm-hmm. But once again, proving that it's, not the hottest round coming out of that bitch.
Doesn't have man-stopping power, does it?
Yeah, no, it does not. No. So she goes to check on, what she thinks is the dead body, and he turns around with his fucking Walther.
She also looks mournful too when she's checking on him.
Yeah, she almost feels, because she looks out to the screen
and sees
there's
his
him,
baby face. Yeah,
his baby face, and he's like, kind of sitting there, kind of reflecting on what he did. And she's like, oh, maybe he is a person. And she goes to turn around. It's like, nope, he's a Nazi. He's not a person.
Shoots her 3 times in the chest.
Yep.
And then 1 after for good measure. But while this shooting is going on in the projection room, because they're watching a war movie, no one notices.
Yeah, and there's a lot of gunfire in that movie where it's gunfire constantly.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's almost like an exploitation film with how much fucking gunfire is, right? It makes a Rob Zombie movie look tame.
It does. It's just gunfire the whole time.
I wonder if there's like a small version of that out. Kind of like how, in American Werewolf in London, the porno in Piccadilly Circus, that film actually exists.
Really?
They made it for that movie, yeah. And and what's his name directed it too.
Next you're going to tell me for like Grindhouse, they actually made Werewolf Women of the SS.
Yes and no. So they did make that movie. It's
what?
It's on the ABCs of Death Part 2. I'm not kidding. Do you ever see the ABCs of Death?
No.
They're good. They're good movie. They're like
I saw Faces of Death.
No. ABCs of Death are A is for apple, B is for boy. It's 26 10-minute films. Like by 26 different directors.
That sounds terrible. I'm not going to lie.
It's not. It's actually quite good. And they're all really dark. And they're all by like aspiring filmmakers. Look it up, dude. They're actually really good. In fact, number 1 I've seen twice. I liked it so much.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, it kind of came out in that weird genre like around the mid-teens where there was a bunch of like just remember back in the day when Netflix had tons of horror movies and they were all like just unknown movies like Would You Rather?
Yes.
And those 2 movies. There was one called The Way We Are, or wait, the way it's something like that about Cannibal Family. There was a couple of really good Catherine Isabel. That's why I found American Mary was on there. Catherine Isabel, give me a call at 707-373-0560. So anyway, one of these days.
She's not going to call, man.
John Cena's got my number.
Wouldn't that be funny if she actually shows up here at the cutting room floor?
Dude,
and she doesn't look like she did 20 years ago.
I will have a divorce lawyer at my house within seconds.
Her belly looks like mine.
Don't care.
Just as hairy.
Dude, I'll lay my head on that belly and go, Catherine Isabel.
Yeah. Well, at least you can do it to her. It's weird when you keep doing it to me.
I'm not doing it to you. I'm speaking through the mic to her. Look, if you know her, like, come on, man. Just want to meet her. Shake her hand and smell her feet.
Please tell me she's on Cameo. I'm going to look her up and see if she's on Cameo.
Oh, my God, if she's on Cameo. You know who does cameos? Shaggy 2 Dope from Insane Clown Posse. I kind of want him to
saw it.
I kind of want him to do us. Because he does, like, actual really long ones. They're not just short, But, yeah, I kind of want him to do it. Maybe that should be, like, yeah, anyway. Dude, I should do a cameo.
You should.
As Joker or something, or one of my voices. Or maybe cool. Jeff Stone Coldblum.
That's your worst one, and I love it.
Jeff Stone Coldblum is the best one. I think.
Chaz might be the best one.
Hi!
The Chaz.
Chaz is great. And then my wife actually said to me after listening to it, she goes, I actually feel really bad for the Chaz.
You're supposed to.
I know.
He's that annoying friend that you have that you keep around because it's like,
she's like, he got molested a lot. And I'm like, yeah.
Also, I commented, I'm pretty sure the Chaz wasn't born in the 70s. I'm pretty sure the Chaz did a lot of fucking Quaaludes in the fucking 70s.
Perhaps.
Yeah. I think he was born in the 50s.
My mama used to give me these giant pills. I used to take them and fall asleep, and I'd wake up with a sore bum hole.
God. Love the Chaz.
So,
where the fuck are we?
This is where everything goes nuts. After she dies, then the reel switches over to her head going, because it shows him and her, and they're laying down, and then you see him on the screen go, who has a message for Germany? And then it cuts to her going, I have a message for Germany. And you will see the face of the Jew that brings doom to you all. Marcel.
Marcel.
Light it up. And he goes, with pleasure, Chelsea. And he flicks a cigarette. It goes up, and dude, that screen goes up in like a fuse.
Yeah.
As this is going on, right before, they have the punching guns. Does Eli Roth and Dominic Ducoco, and he goes, "Hey man, you have 30 seconds to get to that gap," and he's like overacting as per usual, and he goes, "I can because I have to," and then he Assassin's Creed does the Superman punch.
That was fucking dope. And 30. The reason he said 30 because that's a lot. Usually in a gunfight, there's what they call the 21-foot rule, where like. You can take a guy out if he has a gun and you have a knife. You have 21 feet to close the distance and kill him before he draws and shoots you. You have 21 feet.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, if you for whatever reason, if you're in a self-defense situation and you have your gun out, if someone's within 21 feet, they can kill you before you kill them.
Because my house is shaped like a nautilus, I feel much safer with a knife than a gun. Like in my house.
Try using knives next time. Better for close encounters.
Okay, whatever, Leon. Let me throw my exploding fucking glasses on the ground and use my grappling hook to get out of every situation while you go, Ada, wait. Oh, wait, that's number 2. Regardless.
I think that was 4 as well.
Probably.
God, she's so good looking.
Really?
Yeah.
What about in the remake? When they make her actually look Asian?
I have not gotten far enough to see her
She actually looks Asian.
Well, yeah, but I haven't seen her without the glasses on yet.
You still haven't beat that game?
No. I've had so much else come out.
Yeah, you've been on the Baldur's Gate fucking needle.
I've been on the Baldur's Gate really fucking hard.
Dude,
I saw a Karlach and just death by snooze. Death by snooze. And I'm really pissed off at the game. The fact that I'm playing as a fucking dwarf going up to her 7-foot fucking frame, the fact that the dialogue option for Mommy, I want uppies is not up there is criminal.
I know a lot of people. Oh, actually, we have a Patreon that just signed up with us.
Really?
Name, yeah. I'm going to call him Harry Otter.
Harry.
Well, I know his real name, but his last name's Otter. Anyway, he is a huge fan and wants to get your gamer tag, and he's a computer player. And your H1N1 Zombies is your handle
Steam.
on there. On Steam?
Yeah.
I told him that, so he's probably going to get in touch with you.
Cool.
I said you might have to bump up your Patreon if you want to play video games with us, but we'll talk.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I'm kidding.
Steam.
Yeah, Steam. So yeah, H1N1 Zombies is your actual handle, just like how Zach Evergreen is my actual handle on PSN.
That's why I use it. It makes it easy.
It does. Anyway, so yeah, chaos is just broken out. They get guns. They bust in. They have the dynamite still taped to them, while underneath Hitler's chair is another thing of dynamite put there by Hans.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, this is just like we were talking about the Aurora Massacre. This is like Aurora Massacre, but with 2 gunmen and dynamite, and the thing's on fire, and they're shooting Nazis, so you feel no sympathy.
No, I went from 6 to midnight, dude. I was pretty happy watching.
I'm not kidding, dude. There's been 2 times I've saw this movie, and it's always been in theater where I get a little emotional at that part. Like I really do, because it's like
makes me smile.
It doesn't. Like I really kind of like, I get like the suck in. Because you're like, fuck, why didn't that happen instead?
That would have been so great.
Now, let's cut back to the movie theater. Not the one in the movie, but the one I was in watching this the first time. Remember I mentioned those 2 punkers that were in front of me? They got up and left the theater. And they said something under their breath to the tune of, fucking Jew piece of shit fucking writing this movie.
Oh, red laces, huh?
Yep.
Ah.
And Nicole was right next to me.
Not
and we're
the
like,
cool skinheads.
No. Not rude boys. No. Like red laces.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
And the funny thing is, like, we were Nicole and I and my boss at the time, Gary, we just kind of looked at each other like, what? And it was when they showed Hitler just becoming Swiss cheese.
Oh, that scene was great.
They got up and left and locked out of the theater, and we're talking shit.
Yeah, no. Yeah, actual Nazis, yeah. No, fuck them.
Who wants to go see a Quentin Tarantino movie about Nazis and you don't know what's coming to you? Right?
What did you think was going to happen?
Yeah,
here?
exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't think Hitler was going to die the first time I saw this movie, though.
If you're listening to the podcast and that was you, kindly go remove yourself from breathing.
I don't even want your dollar.
No. Yeah, remove yourself from breathing. You've lost breathing privileges.
But, you know what? If they are listening, come shooting with us. Come on my birthday on March the 4th to Cow Mountain. And, just hang out. Shoot some guns. No big deal.
Great, I got to bring my armor now. Thanks, Zach.
Okay, I'll bring my fucking punching gun. So yeah,
Gotta close that fucking 30-foot gap.
Now we see the exchange where Hans and the radio guy fucking surrender themselves after driving to American occupied territory, and we surrender ourselves to you. You are in our custody. And then he's like, "All right, thank you. Now where's my knife?" And he gives his knife, and bam, he just shoots the dude with the Walter. And he goes, "What did you do that for?" I talked to your commanding officer in exchange for his life. And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "You'll be shot for this." And he goes, Nah, not shot. Probably chewed out.
I've been chewed out before.
I've been chewed out before. And then he does the whole thing like, "What are you going to do when you get to that house in Nantucket? What are you going to do with that Nazi uniform?" And he goes,
"You're going to take it off
and burn it?"
He knows it's coming.
And he goes, "That's what I thought. I was afraid you'd say that."
Yep. We're going to give you something that you can't take off.
And then this is one of the most brutal scenes in any Tarantino film, because you actually see the skin like an envelope up.
Yep.
You know?
Peels away from the white meat. Yeah.
And this effect looks so goddamn good, because at first you think it's a fake head, but then you see him screaming and moving his head, and you're like, wow, that's a great prosthetic effect. And he's like grabbing the dirt and grass and shit. And then the dude from the office goes, "Man, you the bitch." He goes, "Little
man."
Yeah, little man. They don't call me that. No, they do.
Yeah, that's the German's name for you. He's like, "That's my nickname. They fucking call me Little Man."
He goes, "Yeah, you're the Apache. I'm the Jew hunter, and you're the Little Man." And he's like, "Wait.
I was actually surprised you were that tall when I met you.
Yeah,
he's like, "You're short, midget. But you're not like circus midget short."
That part's funny, and the way he plays it just straight, like, wait a minute, what? It's like you might be sentenced to death in a second, and you're worried that they call you Little Man? Really?
He was doing so well, but the problem is in that scene, all I saw was Ryan from The Office.
Me too.
I know.
Even though I hate Ryan from The Office, and I actually do like this character a lot.
I like the actor. I do not like the character he plays. He's like Draco Malfoy, where it's like, God, I fucking... Or Joffrey from Game of Thrones.
No, I know
like,
what you meant.
I fucking hate that character to the point where it's like, he's an actor. He's an actor.
Yeah.
He doesn't deserve the hate he's getting in real life.
You know what's funny, though?
Man.
But like I said, again, Hans, Christoph Waltz, it's like, I like his character. He's a charming fucker in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
he gets what he deserves. I'm very happy for that.
So we get credits after this, but not before. It's like, I think, he goes, "You the bitch? I think I just did my masterpiece."
Yep.
And that's Inglourious Basterds.
Fucking great movie.
So we gave it an 89.
89.
9.
Yeah.
9.
Yeah, 89,999. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, we almost did a fucking oopsie there.
Well, we could have gave it an 88.999.
Yeah, I'm not getting canceled for that. Fuck that. And also, I'm not gonna try and throw out any unintentional dog whistles,
dude. You know,
I don't want people to be like, "Oh,
yeah,
he gets us, brother." It's like, fuck off.
I will tell you, dude. I almost got in a fight with two groups of Nazis on two separate occasions at two different bars, and both of them said 88.
Yep.
That's really how they. And then one of them said, "Dude, I shit you not. I almost beat this guy to death with a stool." And I told, it was me and my band were there, so I had numbers on my side. But he said, "I could smell the Jew all over you. Now you're lucky my boys aren't here, and your boys are." And I was just about to be like, "All right, I'm going to sweep the stool from underneath you, and I'm going to beat you with it." And it was at Port Costa, so there was no.
In front of the bear.
Yeah, it's in front of the bear, and. I bet you we could have got out of there before cops came, because there's only one road, or there's two roads out, and depending on which road you take out of there, I could have took the 4 or the 80.
You should have turned him into a good Nazi.
I actually told Ian about it, and Ian freaked out.
Really?
Yeah, Ian flipped out. Well, Ian was drinking, and Ian is a hot-headed Italian guy. Like when Ian gets drunk, dude, Ian will fight you. He'll lose, but he will fight you. Like, Ian's the first one to I remember one time someone was fucking with Jonathan's car at a gig. Ian grabbed a mic stand and ran out after these guys, and like 4 dudes was like waving it around like fucking like a spear. Like he was doing some some Donatello shit with a mic stand. Unfortunately, he broke the fucking mic stand, but chased the dudes away.
God.
Yeah.
I told you about that guy that showed up at my fucking doorstep early in like 4 o'clock in the morning, right? Mm-mm. Oh yeah. Some guy showed up at my doorstep 4 in the morning, And I open the door because I want to see if it's raining outside. So I open the door, and there's this guy standing there, like inches away from my fucking face. And I'm like, "Hey, bud," and because we kind of startled each other. And he was fucking tweaked out. He was wigged out. He was looking at my like Halloween decorations and shit.
Oh, really?
And he's telling me, "Oh, they're these people. They're trying to get me. They're trying to break my neck. Can you call the cops?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's happening." I'm like, he's like, I'm just trying to get safe. I'm like, "You'll be safest right over there at the end of the driveway."
Was this like fentanyl or something?
Probably. I'm like, "You'll be safest right over there at the end of the driveway."
Or like,
and he's like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Yeah, stand right there."
Bad acid or something?
I don't know, but I'm like, "Honey, bring me my axe." And she, without hesitating, brought me. She's like, "Okay, here. Why?" I'm like, "Go in the room." She's
Wait a
like,
minute.
"Okay."
You don't have your axe right next to your door like I do?
No, I had it next to the bed. But
interesting.
Yeah, it lives by the door now. But I'm like, all the means of destruction that I have, and I'm like, "Honey, bring me my axe." Yeah, it's that.
Bring me my axe.
It's that fucking dwarf life, man. It's the beard. I have proficiency with it apparently.
Oh, by the way, though, I do need to say something. Today, as this being recorded, January 4th, as I leave you, I would like to leave you with a song because this would have been Peter Steele's birthday. I believe he would have been 64 today. So, sucks, but what are you going to do?
Yep.
So, from all of us at the Knife Party Podcast, be kind, rewind, be ethical to each other. Do you have anything before we get out of here?
The only good Nazi's a fucking dead Nazi.
Say Avita Zang to your Nazi balls. That should be your new sign-off.
So I might start using that.
So I'm going to throw up the voting on tonight, and let's get the finalization of Tarantino month and see what's going on. We have a week to decide.
Let's do it.
Good night, guys.
Well, that's about it. That's all we have. I hope it wasn't too disappointing. We will see you on tour. Until then...